So we'll move on to the next one. And Yannick.
And the keyboard we are talking about is technical keyboard or PC app keyboard, like it's called. To be honest, I won't go through all the settings because you may know I've been used to it. Every keyboard has a lot of settings, and the technical keyboard settings are much like the Gboard settings, in my opinion. So there are not so many advanced, unique features, except maybe that there are lots of variants, of course, so you can select your keyboard's layout and select your keyboard language, preferred language, and sub-variant for each language. You can, of course, enable or disable special keys in this keyboard, such as the voice input key, which is very handy to enable. So you can just press on this input key, and then you can voice what you want to say. I'll show you that in a few minutes. There are also settings like vibrate on key press, sound on key press as well. And if you are willing to have these top line with numbers on it, it would be on the settings panel that you can enable this, easier in portrait, landscape, or both modes. So it depends on what you are looking for. But if you have one of those who like to have those numbers on top of the lines, that's possible with this keyboard. Before going into the settings, I don't remember exactly which price is this keyboard. I think it's free, but I installed it for quite a long time. So I may be wrong. I'll have to double check that. But I think it's free. Anyway, let's go back to our notes. And I'm in the note here. And as you can see, I can type and swipe quite fast. As you can see, we can have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. All the numbers. If I long press the delete key, what happens? Currently, nothing. If we go to the very bottom line of the keyboard, we have symbols, which can help switch us to the symbols like exclaim and so on. Function. We have function. In this function keyboard, there are lots of interesting things. If you want to select, copy, cut, paste, undo, redo, have a look at the copy, the clipboard history. That's in there. That you have a look in. And then you have this voice input buttons, on which if you release your finger on this button, you can switch automatically to Google's voice input. Switch language. Then you have the switch language. If you have several languages, here I have the QWERTY UK and French language. Space. And then space, full stop, return. And return. And that's nearly it from this keyboard. So the last thing I'd like to say about it is I don't think it's a bug, but something I don't like very much. If you go very fast through the letter to find yours, you can see that the speech settings, the speech synthesizer, although I'm using Eloquence here, which is quite fast, takes a little time to respond correctly and to announce the letter you are at. So if you are one of the very fast typing person, you may have some little difficulties because you have to wait a little bit before being sure that you are on the letter you want to type. And the last thing, this keyboard does not have the how can I say? There's a double tap to type a letter, to enter a letter. So once you release your finger, the letter is entered. So if you need this double tap feature, you can't use this keyboard.
Thank you so much. The technical keyboard is actually a very good keyboard. And like you were saying, there's so many things in there. It does a lot. And most especially when you're trying to select things, it actually, when you use the cursor keys, it tells you what is being selected. And that's one of the things I really like about the technical keyboard.